Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Softening into Momentum. I'm Miki, and I'm here with you in this tender space where ancient wisdom meets the beautiful mess of being human in 2025. Over the past 2 episodes, we've explored the courage of beginning again and the love found in sacred boundaries. Today, we're diving into perhaps the most intimate territory of all, the landscape of our longings. We're exploring Tanha, the Buddhist understanding of craving, and how it shapes not just our addictions, but our entire relationship with wanting itself. Because what if the things we're reaching for, the scroll, the drink, the purchase, the next achievement, aren't actually what we're hungry for at all? What if beneath every craving lives a deeper invitation to come home to ourselves? Breathe in with me as we begin this gentle inquiry into the waves of desire that move through us all. In Buddhism, Tanha literally means thirst. It's that reaching quality of mind that's always seeking something else, something more, something different, something that will finally make us feel complete. The Buddha taught that this thirst is one of the root causes of human suffering. Not because wanting is wrong, but because we've forgotten how to want without attachment, how to desire without desperation. I know this territory intimately. For years, alcohol was my solution to the ache of Tanha, that restless feeling that something was missing, that I wasn't enough as I was, that life needed an enhancement to be tolerable. Alcohol didn't just taste good. It promised to fill the indefinable emptiness that seemed to follow me everywhere. What I discovered in sobriety was removing the alcohol didn't remove the thirst. It just revealed how many other things I was using to try to quench an unquenchable longing. I remember about 8 months into sobriety, I found myself standing in one of my favorite stores, feeling that familiar ache. Instead of alcohol, I found myself reaching for things I didn't need: a new journal, a candle, a book I'd probably never read. The same seeking energy, just redirected. That's when I started to understand what the Buddhist teachers mean when they talk about the hungry ghost realm. Beings with enormous appetites and tiny mouths, never able to satisfy their endless hunger no matter how much they consume. We live in a culture designed to keep us in this hungry ghost state. Every advertisement promises that the next purchase will be the one that finally satisfies. Every app is engineered to keep us reaching for more content, more validation, more stimulation. We're swimming in an ocean of artificial Tanha, constantly being told that contentment is just one click, one buy, one achievement away. But what if contentment isn't something we can chase? What if it's something we can only discover by learning to be present with our thirst without immediately trying to quench it? In my recovery, I've learned that there's a profound difference between craving and genuine desire. Craving comes from a sense of lack. It's desperate, urgent, and promises relief from discomfort. True desire comes from fullness. It's creative and patient, and emerges from who we're becoming rather than what we think we're missing. Tanha teaches us that the problem isn't that we want things. The problem is that we want things to complete us. We want external experiences to fill internal voids. We want temporary pleasures to provide permanent satisfaction. The invitation isn't to stop wanting. It's to want more consciously. To notice the difference between the desperate reach and the gentle invitation. To learn to ride the waves of longing without being pulled under by them. If you want to see Tanha in action, just watch yourself with your phone for a day. Notice how often you reach for it without conscious intention. Notice how the scroll promises something: connection, information, entertainment, but rarely delivers the satisfaction that it suggests. My little nickname for this is the digital thirst, that endless scrolling that never quite hits the spot. We're seeking something real: beauty, connection, meaning, but we're looking for it in a medium designed to keep us perpetually unsatisfied. Social media performs profit from our Tanha. They need us to keep reaching, keep scrolling, keep thirsting for more. I had to get very honest with myself about this in recovery. Without the numbing effect of alcohol, I became hyper-aware of how I was using my phone to escape the present moment. Feeling anxious? Scroll. Feeling bored? Scroll. Feeling lonely? Scroll. The phone became my new alcohol, a quick hit of stimulation that promised relief but delivered only temporary distraction. But here's what's so insidious about digital Tanha. It disguises itself as productivity, as staying connected, as being informed. We tell ourselves we're doing something useful when really we're just feeding the hungry ghost. The same pattern shows up in consumerism. We live in a culture that has confused standard of living with quality of life. We accumulate objects hoping they'll give us the feelings we're actually craving, like security, beauty, status, and joy. But objects can't fill emotional voids any more than alcohol can heal spiritual thirst. I think about this every time I feel the urge to buy something that I don't need. What am I actually reaching for? Is it the thing itself or the fantasy of who I'll become when I have it? Am I shopping for an item or shopping for an identity? Buddhism teaches us that there are 3 types of tanha. There's craving for sensual pleasures, there's craving for existence or becoming, and there's craving for non-existence or destruction. So in our modern world, these show up as the craving for pleasure. Could be the next high, the perfect meal, the ideal vacation. The craving for becoming can be more followers, more success, more recognition, more achievements. And the craving for escape, that's Netflix binges, shopping sprees, anything that takes us away from the discomfort of being present with ourselves. The beautiful thing about understanding Tanha is that it gives us choice. When we can recognize the thirsty quality of mind, we can pause before automatically reaching for whatever promises us relief. We can ask, wait, what am I actually hungry for right now? What would truly nourish this longing? Sometimes the answer is connection, real connection, not digital connection. Sometimes it's rest, or movement, or creativity. Sometimes it's simply the willingness to feel the ache without immediately trying to fix it. I know it's hard, but it's worth it. The practice we're going to explore together today is called urge surfing. This is a mindfulness technique that teaches us to ride the waves of craving without being swept away by them. This practice comes from addiction recovery, but it's useful for any kind of compulsive reaching, whether it's for your phone, for food, for shopping, or for any behavior that promises relief but doesn't deliver lasting satisfaction. Find a comfortable position. If it feels safe, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Let's begin with a few centering breaths. Just noticing the natural rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, deep from your belly, inhaling and releasing. Now, I want you to bring to mind something you've been craving lately. It might be a substance or a behavior, a person's attention, a purchase, or even just the urge to pick up your phone and scroll. Don't judge it. Just notice it. As you hold this craving gently in your awareness, notice what happens in your body. Where do you feel the wanting? Is it in your chest, your belly, or your throat? Is it in your fingertips? Does it feel light or expansive or restless? Now imagine this craving as a wave in the ocean. See if you can visualize it building, gaining energy and momentum. Notice that, like all waves, it has a beginning, a peak, and an eventual dissipation. Instead of being pulled under by this wave, imagine yourself as a skilled surfer. You're going to ride this wave of wanting without being consumed by it. Feel the wave of craving building in your body. Let it rise. Don't try to stop it or push it away. Simply observe it with curiosity. Here's the wave of wanting rising. Notice if there are thoughts that come with this craving. Maybe I need this. I need this. Or I can't handle this feeling. Or just this once. See if you can observe these thoughts like clouds passing through the sky of your awareness. Let the wave continue to build. Feel the intensity of the wanting without acting on it. You are learning that you can experience craving without being controlled by it. Now notice the wave is beginning to peak. This is often where we feel most compelled to act, to reach for whatever we think will provide relief. Instead, stay present with the sensation. Breathe with it. Feel your breath right up against it as if you were trying to knock down the wall. Feel the friction. Here is the peak of the wave. I can feel this without acting. And now notice how the wave naturally begins to subside. This is the wisdom of impermanence. Everything that arises also passes away. The urge that felt so urgent moments ago is already beginning to lose its intensity. Keep breathing. Feel yourself getting stronger with your inhale and smile on your exhale. Keep riding the wave as it naturally dissolves. Notice what it feels like to have stayed present with craving without immediately trying to satisfy it. What do you discover about the nature of wanting when you don't instantly feed it? You might notice that beneath the surface craving is something deeper. Maybe a need for comfort, for connection, to be seen, for meaning, for peace. These deeper needs are worthy of attention, but they probably can't be met by whatever you were initially craving. Let's practice this once more with a smaller urge. Maybe the impulse to check your phone or to eat something when you're not hungry, or to buy something that you don't need. Again, visualize it as a wave. Watch it build. Let it peak. And observe it naturally subside without taking action. It's just a wave. See it roll up and roll down. Beautiful work. You've just practiced one of the most radical skills that we can develop: the ability to be with our desires without being controlled by them. Take a few more deep breaths. Exhale with a smile. And when you're ready, gently return your attention to the space around you. What I want you to know, beautiful souls, is that learning to surf the waves of craving doesn't make you cold or detached. It makes you free. Free to choose your responses rather than being at the mercy of your impulses. In my sobriety journey, urge surfing has been revolutionary. Not just for alcohol cravings, but for every form of reaching that promises relief but delivers only temporary distraction. It's taught me the difference between genuine hunger and phantom hunger, between true desire and manufactured need. There is a Zen saying, "You are perfect as you are, and you could use a little improvement." This captures the beautiful paradox of human existence. We can simultaneously be complete and growing, content and aspiring, enough and becoming. Tanha becomes suffering when we believe that we're fundamentally lacking, that happiness exists somewhere else, in something else, through someone else. But what if the contentment we're seeking through external means is actually our natural state, temporarily obscured by the clouds of constant reaching? I don't mean spiritual bypassing, pretending that we don't have genuine needs or legitimate desires. We do. I mean recognizing the difference between needs that arise from our authentic self and cravings that arise from our sense of inadequacy. When I crave connection, the Instagram scroll won't satisfy it, but calling a friend might. When I crave beauty, buying something new won't fulfill it, but stepping outside and really seeing the sky might. When I crave meaning, achieving won't provide it, but engaging with something larger than myself might. The practice isn't to eliminate all of the wanting. It's to want more consciously, to pause between impulse and action, to ask yourself, what am I actually hungry for? And what would truly nourish this hunger? Get curious. Get creative. This week, I invite you to become a curious observer of your own tanha. Notice when the reaching impulse arises. Maybe you automatically reach for your phone, or you have an urge to buy something online, the craving for a particular food or drink. Don't try to stop it, but just get curious about it. What does the reaching feel like in your body? What story is your mind telling you about what this thing will provide? And what happens if you pause for just a moment between the impulse and the action? Sometimes you might choose to act on the impulse anyway, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfect control, it's conscious choice. It's the freedom that comes from responding rather than reacting. Respond. Don't react. And that response comes from the genuine curiosity and inquiry of asking what you truly need. Remember, you are not your cravings. You are the awareness that observes them. You are not your impulses. You are the consciousness that can witness them rising and falling like waves in the ocean. The waves in the ocean of your being. Thank you for exploring the tender territory of craving and contentment with me today. For being willing to look honestly at the ways we reach for external solutions to internal experiences. May you carry the wisdom of urge surfing into your daily life, remembering that you have the power to ride the waves of desire without being swept away by them. May you discover that the contentment you've been seeking is not something to be achieved, but something to be uncovered. The Softening into Momentum podcast is lovingly curated, created, written, and produced by me, Miki, with accompanying sound bath experiences by my friend Static. If you're interested in hearing more of his amazing musical work, please check him out on YouTube at Static is Noise. If this episode stirred something in you, please share it with someone who might need permission to stop reaching and start noticing. You can dive deeper into these practices with me in my Patreon community, where we explore the art of conscious wanting together. And remember, you can always find me in your inbox with weekly reflections in my newsletter, Softening into Momentum, where I continue to explore what it means to find peace in a world designed to keep us perpetually thirsty. Until we meet again, keep surfing the waves. Keep trusting your deeper wisdom, and keep remembering that you are already whole. Namaste.